This morning, I want to talk just a few minutes about what I consider to be an absolutely fabulous rifle. And it's chambered in probably undoubtedly the most popular and probably the most usable, let's put it that way, cartridge ever was. That's a 22 long rifle. It's just plain old hard to beat a good 22. And speaking of good 22, they don't come any better, in my opinion, than the Marlin 1897 Cowboy. That's what this one is. I've added a tank sight to it and a fold down rear sight. But this, other than that, and of course I had to change the front sight out. I've still got the originals that go with it. 22 is just downright fun to shoot. And it's a great training aid. And it's something that you can shoot without breaking the bank normally. And you can learn good gun handling, good technique development, good muscle memory and everything just by using a good 22 in the same type action that you're going to use your big game calibers in. But this one's fun gun here. Of course, the 1897 Cowboy is really nothing but the Marlin 39A with a straight stock and a long octagon barrel on it. That's basically all it really is. But the 39A and the 1897 Cowboy, these things for 22s, they're built like a tank. I reckon you could wear one out, but it's going to take you a while. It's going to take you a while. These things operate. They just keep right on and on and on shooting. And they hold a week's supply of ammo in that tube down here. They're just an awesome little gun. And accurate as all get out. And on this one, I've got, when I fold the tank sight down, fold my rear sight up, and I'm using open iron sights, I take a 6 o'clock hole. But the thing that I want to target is I want to hit on top of this bead. I see what I want to hit on top of that bead. And of course, it's pulled down into this notch, well down into the notch in the rear sight, and take a 6 o'clock hold. Then when I'm going to use the peep sight, I fold this down, fold the tank sight up, and when I look through this peep, I'm not using 6 o'clock on the front sight. I center this round bead in the center of this round or circular rear sight. Then what I want to hit, I cover with this bead. In other words, what I want to hit is hidden behind the center of this bead. But it's the same thing. I've got them zeroed the same thing. Whether I'm putting the bead in the center of my tank sight and then superimpose that on what I want to hit, or if I fold this down, fold this up, and then use the 6 o'clock hole, I'm hitting the same thing. So if you're zeroed right, whether you're using open irons and a 6 o'clock hole, or using a peep With the center hole, you're going to hit the same way. So first on, let's just do a 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock hole. All right, hold sight down. And we'll use the center hole with the peep side. It doesn't matter, you're going to hit. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this will be at the steel targets out there a good long way. She's flopping. Now, open sight. And she's moving again. All right. This is at 50 yards with cheap plinking ammo. Offhand, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, it's offhand at 50 yards with cheap ammo. I'm telling you, these things shoot, period. Awesome 22. I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not, but I'm going to add a little bit of a mud puddle down there. A little bit of a mud puddle. That's a small mud puddle down here. Well, if I can get this thing to hold still. All right. This will be with the open iron sights. I'll blow the water out of my little puddle down there. That's iron sights. Now I'm going to fold. Now, with the open iron sights, I'm going to shoot. That's a little tiny mud puddle down there. I'm going to put a round or two down there in that, using the open iron sight. That's taking a 6 o'clock hole. Now I'm going to fold that sight down and take a center bead hole with that peep sight. Really don't make any difference. Now there's a little clod of mud right here. Let me try that. got him. I'm going to fold that down and use the open sights. It's there. Now I've got a few, 2 or 3 videos up that concerning well, we won't call it the proper way. Let's just call it a better way of handling a lever action than what most people do. The ease of using lever action and using it, let's call it the better way or the proper way, whichever way, whatever you want to call it. But even in the movies and everything else, you see such let's call it less than ideal ways of handling the lever action. And one of the most common ways you see is people grab that lever. They grab that lever and they first of all, they got all their fingers in the lever and that thumb wrapped over the top. Even if they either grab it out here and they operate it and they come back and they got that thumb over the top, or if they got all their fingers in the lever and their thumb over the top, in order to operate, they got to get that thumb off the top. And they operate the lever, come back, get that thumb back over the top, and shoot. Whether they're grabbing it like that, which is by far the most awkward way, or you got all your fingers in the lever, thumb over the top, got to get your thumb off the top, pull back over it, and shoot. That is, it's just horribly awkward. At any rate, if you want to see some really good lever action, handling of lever actions, look at some good cowboy action shooters. They can run a lever action. They can run one of these things. But the basic technique that most of them use is by far the best and the most natural, and it comes right down to it, easiest way to shoot a lever action. And we'll leave this the open sights up for just a minute, but you can do it either way. But first of all, don't grip it here. And don't put all your 3 fingers in that lever. You want to put 2 fingers in the lever, 2 in. And don't wrap your thumb over the top, but lay your thumb along the side. That's it. Put 2 fingers in, lay your thumb along the side. Take a nice, loose, easy grip with your front. You're not getting a death grip back here. You're just placing your 2 fingers in, 1 out. The only real purpose that this hand does is it positions that finger for your trigger and it operates the lever. When you put your gun up to your shoulder, you don't take a death grip on this thing by any means, but you use just enough pressure to hold it back against your shoulder. That's all you're doing. It's just backed against your shoulder. And then when you go to operate your lever, you throw it forward hard and then straight back, and with your thumb up here along the side, where the don't go over and all that, you just yeah. You can shoot it fairly fast. Let's run just a few more here. Okay. The point is you can shoot it fairly fast and accurate and easy. It took long to run all 17 of them out here. But the only thing that I don't like about the Marlin, the newer 39s or the Cowboys, is this blasted crossbolt unsafe safety. I hate that thing. It's lawyer induced. Totally unnecessary. The best safety you got is the one between your ears. But lawyers, I guess sitting on the board of directors or whatever, have got to come up with something. And for ever and ever and ever, a half cock was good enough. And it worked. And it works just fine. And then they come up with the rebounding hammer. And it's okay too. It won't go forward unless you press the trigger. Then it'll go completely forward. My God, that should be safe enough for anybody. And they go and put these blasted crossbolt safeties in there on all their, it's called newer lever actions. And all the, at best, what's going to happen there, it's going to cost you the deer or the whatever it is you're after. When it comes right down to showdown time, you're going to forget to take that blasted thing off, like I have done, where you shot these things all your life with a traditional type half-cock safety on it, which is what you still use. And you forget to take that darn crossbolt safety off. You hate that thing. And on all my other lever actions that have that, I've replaced that crossbow safety with a saddle ring. If I could, I cannot find a saddle ring replacement for that crossbolt safety. I mean, I could get in here and just cut that off, I reckon, to where you couldn't really use it. And I might do that one of these days. But since the 22 is, I'm after squirrels or whatever it is I might be after. I mean, it's, if I forget to take it off, generally it's probably not going to be a great big deal, even though it cost me a turkey. Anyway, and if you're carrying it in a saddle scabbard, lever action in a saddle scabbard, you got that crossbolt safety on there, almost invariably it's going to be knocked off accidentally. It just, as Tim, the owner of Buffalo Bore Ammunition says, or calls it, the unsafe safety, and that's exactly what it is. Anyway, that's the only fault that I can find with the Marlin 1897 Cowboy. It is a great, great rifle. It really and truly is. I love this thing. Like I said, it's built like a tank. You can, as long as you operate everything yourself right, mainly throw that lever forward with authority and pull it back, it'll function. You might malfunction by not getting it far enough forward, but the gun's gonna work. The gun's gonna run. I absolutely love this thing. And I took it out. Our squirrel season, actually squirrel season opened today. And I took this thing up for a little stroll through the woods to do a little scouting for, see what the nut population and the squirrel situation might be yesterday. And I didn't take an extra battery or anything. I just threw one little camera in my pocket and took off. Halfway through it, battery run down naturally. But anyway, I'll show you a little bit of that right now. Well, we just got the cattle loaded up and shipped off. That's so I can leave gates open and everything now. And our squirrel season opens tomorrow. And I haven't been out scouting around or anything. But normally, you'll see squirrels, you know, run around the driveway, the edge of the woods, or out in the fields, or on the deck or the patio or something. I haven't seen a squirrel in, I don't know when, been a while. Couple of weeks or more, I guess. But squirrels migrate. They move around. And sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. But I'm going to go up here and open the wire gap in the fence and leave it open for a while. If I don't fall off the hill. Anyway, a little bit warmish this afternoon. Anyway, there are several hickories on this hill. I'll go up here and check and see what kind of hickories we may have. hickories, of course oak, and on up the hill ways, some beeches. The acorns, the oaks, they're not dropping yet. They're not quite ready yet. But the hickories and the beech might be. There are some hickories, not in abundance, not, at least not right here at these trees, but there are hickories, and squirrels have been cutting on them, but it's not super fresh, like not today, probably a week or more ago. Hot and humid. Yeah, it's humid when you're walking around out here in these still woods. It's been raining so much, it's very humid. So I'm just, like I said, just scouting. I got with me my, what I think is the best 22 ever put on the market. My favorite anyway. It's Marlin, 1897 Cowboy. Octagon barrel. I've got fold down front sights where I can fold up my tank sight. Both of them are zeroed the same way. Same way. I surely do like having that option. Normally I carry it for fast acquisition, that open sight. Going up the hill. See what else we can find. I might have to, really ought to do a video for my own entertainment on my 97 Cowboy 22. I was scouting for squirrels. That was a squirrel right there. There are quite a few hickory trees in here, and thousands of nuts on the ground from years past. But there's a heck of a walnut crop this year. And at least some ones I've looked at. Oaks have got a heck of a mass crop. I don't know about the hickory. But there's certainly been squirrels in here cutting on these hickories. Not a lot of cutting. So far I haven't seen a lot of nuts. I think I might sit for a few minutes and just remind myself that I'm not hunting, I'm scouting. Keep on moving. I have seen a few hickories. And where they've been cutting on them. I think it's sort of like it was last year. If a hickory nut hits the ground, squirrel gets it. Don't seem to be an abundance of them yet, or just maybe they hadn't really started falling good yet, but they should. Oh boy, that Hurricane Helene, that trees down absolutely everywhere through here. Good trees. Yeah, work my way on up the ridge. Check out where some of those beech trees are. See if anything's happening up there. There are hickories here. So far I haven't found a tree that's got an abundance, but there are hickory. And there's squirrel cuttings. Basically, if a hickory's on the ground, squirrel has found it, pretty much eat it. All I've seen so far has been one squirrel. That don't bode well for tomorrow, opening day. Now we'll get that Kibler Fowler out and go squirrel hunting with it. I've been looking forward to that for a long time. Work my way on up to beech trees. I would have to classify the hickory and the cutting sign as light, very light. It's not non-existent, but it's light. And the acorns hadn't even started yet. This was an old ground scrape from last year, to where it ground up pretty good. There's a few hickory trees right here. It's got literally thousands of old nuts that's rotted off here on the ground. I don't see a bit of fresh nuts or cutting at all. Very little squirrel sound. Very little. But any which how, this little thing is an absolute ball to shoot. It really is. It don't get much more fun than that. Marlin, 1897 Cowboy. If you're lucky enough to find one, go ahead and get it. Talk soon.